If you recognize this fuckface Brock Turner, then I really hope you recognize this woman, Chanel Miller. So Chanel Miller is an American writer and artist who gained national attention after revealing herself as Emily Doe, the anonymous victim in the high-profile SA case involving former Stanford University student Brock Turner, who now goes by Alan Turner. So 22-year-old Chanel had been attending a Stanford frat party with her little sister Tiffany, who was still in college at the time. Tiffany and Chanel lost track of each other at the party, but Chanel doesn't really remember what happened next. So the next trustworthy account of what happened to Chanel comes from two Swedish exchange students, Peter Johnson and Carl Frederick Arndt, who were riding their bikes down an alley when they noticed a man, Brock Turner, lying on top of a woman, Chanel, who was lying on the ground behind a dumpster. Now, Chanel was exposed, and it was obvious that she was completely unconscious, yet the man on top of her, Brock, was gyrating on top of her, humping her. Now, one of the students yelled, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Turner looked at them, got up, and ran away. So one of the Swedes chased him down while the other made sure that Chanel was okay. Turner was tackled to the ground by one of the men, and the two men held him there together until police arrived on the scene at about 1 a.m. When they got there, Chanel was still unconscious. It was unclear to me if the Swede had covered her up by the time the police got there, but when he had found her, her legs were spread wide open, her dress was pulled above her hips, one of her breasts had been pulled out of the dress, and her underwear was lying on the ground next to her. She was taken to the hospital, and she did not regain consciousness until about 4 a.m., so she was unconscious for hours. Brock Turner, however, would later claim at trial that this was a consensual encounter. He ended up being convicted on 3 felony counts of SA, and he was sentenced to only 6 months in jail. Yet, he got out early on good behavior, so he only served 3. So to hear more about Chanel's experience, Brock's side of the story, and how he got off so lightly, go to part 2. Or if you're a podcast fan and you want to hear our 2-part deep dive on this case, you can check out episodes 54 and 55 of A Trial by Podcast. It's available wherever you get your podcasts, and the link is in my bio. But if you're not a podcast person, just go to part 2.